Welcome back, everybody. I wanted to make a follow-up video to a video that I made almost a month ago. Why I stopped mining Electronium and started mining Monero. And the reason why I made this video was to kind of give you a point of view, my point of view, on mining a coin that, although I like the project, from a long-term investment standpoint, I feel like Electronium may have a greater financial or monetary reward for myself. In my situation, I found out that from a mathematics standpoint alone, I could make more money or get more Electronium, the coin that I wanted, by mining Monero due to the ASICs that came on the network. So the ASICs really wrecked all the guys that were mining Electronium heavily, like myself. I've been deeply invested into the project. I don't consider myself a shill, but I do consider myself a long-term holder of the asset, and I do see a bright future for Electronium. So let's take a look. Currently, there is 1,708 megahash on the network. Now, in approximately 15 days, Electronium has stated that they're going to come out with a update that basically will knock people off, the people that are running ASIC miners, off of the network. So basically what they're doing is a fork. And that fork's going to help the GPU miners out, like myself and a lot of you guys that are watching this video. So some of you folks that might be new to this, looking at the network hash rate is a good indicator of, one, the profitability. There's many other factors, price of the coin, many other things that I'm not going to get into in this video. But looking at this is a significant amount of hash power on this particular algorithm, this particular coin. So if we look at Monero, we only have 435. Monero's been around for years. Electronium's been around for 6 or 7 months. So if you're not familiar, there are CPU mining rigs, GPU mining rigs, and ASICs. ASICs are a specialized chip that is designed and written, the program written specifically for a certain algorithm. So it's a workhorse that is designed specifically for one job and one job only. So the GPU miners, the guys like myself, and many of you watching, we're the guys that have the video game graphics cards, the rendering cards, equipment that, for the most part, can do many different jobs, many different tasks, video decoding, things of that nature. And ASIC's not designed for anything like that. It has one job, one primary job, and one job alone. All right, so if you're an ASIC guy right now, you're probably in a pretty good spot if you're mining Electronium. You're getting lots of coins. You might be using them to, spend from a daily profitability standpoint. A lot of guys do. Once a week, once a month, they cash out. Or they may be holding and hoping that the coin will go up so they can maximize their return. Well, if you're a GPU miner right now and you're trying to mine Electronium, you're not in such a great spot. But here in about 2 weeks, that role is going to be drastically turned around. So Monero, about a month ago, Monero forked their proof of work, which means that the ASIC miners that were currently mining on the Monero blockchain were essentially kicked off. So the proof of work, the algorithm, the specific algorithm that they were produced to mine was changed. So basically, those ASIC miners became bricks on the Monero network. So a lot of folks, as you can see, decided to change over to the Electronium network, which at that time I was mining approximately 14 to 1500 coins a day, depending upon the day. My hash rate is generally around 33 to 34. Average is a little low today, but if I were to still be mining on the Electronium network at 1697 megahash, let's do 33,000, I would only be accumulating 5,075 Electronium coins per month. So if we do the math on that, and we are, let's go ahead and give this a refresh. 242. Okay. So times 0.0242. My monthly profitability would have been $122. Now, I want to go ahead and I want to show you the payments that I've been getting and how long ago I started getting payments from the Monero network. Again, guys, if you want to go back and look at my first video, this was mostly mathematics and just kind of figuring out I wasn't going to be making a lot off of the Electronium network. I still wanted the Electronium coins. I'm still wanting to go long in it, but I figured out pretty quick as soon as the ASIC started coming online, after they switched from Monero to Electronium, that my profitability daily was going way down. And then long term, the amount of coins that I could mine and hold went into the cellar. All right, so let's look at what I'm actually getting. 25 days ago, so not quite a month. Not quite a month yet. What my profitability has been since the time of making that video. Wanted to give you my actual results. All right, so 25 days ago was my first payout. And understand, at that time, I was still moving rigs over. So I've only been mining with the amount of hash power that I have available from my mining farm. I've only been mining about 21, maybe 22 days with all of my equipment. So some of these first days were one rig, a second rig, and then finally I brought all of the stuff in, all of my rigs in around the 21 or 22 days ago. All right, so we can kind of see my results in this amount of time, in 25 days. I've mined 4.73 XMR. Now, it doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when you start looking at $213.30, and mind you, a month ago, 2 weeks ago, Monero was about $250, $260 per coin. So if I were to sell it back then, my profitability would obviously be higher. But let's look at that. So $122 was my my monthly profitability this past month. If I would have been mining Electronium versus changing over to Monero and mining Monero, I would have made $122 and only collected approximately 5,000 coins. So not a very great scenario. I spend at least $100 a month in electricity. So, 4.73 Monero times $213.30. It's $1,010.04. All right. So, again, with the last video, I did loose math. I'm not taking into account exchange rates or moving any funds in or out of wallets, which there's usually fees involved in that. But I'm just doing the math as you see it. Again, this is loose math, but $1,010 versus a little over $100 if I were to, if I was still mining Electronium. So about a 900% increase. Is that correct? $900, I know, almost increase over mining the Electronium. So let's look at this. 5,000 coins that I had from Electronium, or I would have had 5,075 coins and about $100 versus if I were to sell this right now on an exchange and purchase Electronium, and we are at 2.42 cents. So if I were to purchase right now, I could have 42,085 coins, Electronium coins. So 42,000 versus 5,000. So this was why I made the first video, and I hope some of you guys were able to benefit from it. But this is also why I'm following up on the video and showing you what I actually made in this past month-ish by moving from Electronium to Monero. So let's look at one more thing. As I've talked about before, I'm a long-term holder. No matter how you look at it, whether you're talking about a daily profitability standpoint, which looks pretty bleak on the Electronium network at the moment for us GPU guys, or you're talking about long-term hold situation, which is what I do. I haven't sold any of my coins yet. 5,000 is not as good as 42,000. That's kind of hard to argue. If you're looking at selling the coins, if you're looking at long-term hold, you're still in a much better position by mining Monero at this point, or some other coin with a higher profitability, and turning around and purchasing the Electronium tokens. Even if Electronium is really what you want, you're in a far better position by mining something else. So if we look at this 42,000, let's say in 2 months, this is just a hypothetical, this is not a price prediction or anything like that, but let's call Electronium 2.5 cents right now. It's just under that. We'll go ahead and give it the benefit of the doubt and say it's going to hit 2.5 by the end of the day. Well, in 2 months, if the coins that I mine now at 2.5 cents turned into 10 cents, what does that leave me? So let's see. Let's multiply that. And in 2 months, the amount that I mined, which was $1,010 USD worth of Monero, if I were to turn around and purchase those Electronium coins and then the coin were to 4x itself, I now have $4,208 from roughly, a little under, but roughly a month of mining Monero versus 5,000 coins in 2 months. It still looks pretty bleak. That's $400-ish. So as you can see, the math is pretty solid. Obviously, this is not a scientific method. This is just something easily that most guys do, and bring out your calculator and do the quick math. I'm not taking into account all the other factors, but from the standpoint of, keeping the network stable, There's enough hash power on the Electronium network right now where that's not something that I'm really concerned with. If there were only 100 mega hash, one, the profitability would be great, and I would probably be mining Electronium. But it's not. So I'm mining another coin and then purchasing what I want instead of selling it and taking the money. Sure, $1,000 is a lot of money. It could buy me another card, another 2 cards. It could pay some bills, but I'm a long-term hold guy. And if we were to look at the XMR, if we were to get a four times return out of XMR in 2 months, the likelihood, not saying that it cannot, but in 2 months, the likelihood of Monero reaching a 4x, which would be about $850, little over $850, versus Electronium only getting to 10 cents from 2.5. I personally believe, and it makes more sense to me, that Electronium has a better shot at 4xing at this point or above than Monero does at its current $213 price point. So, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, good feedback, what people might consider bad feedback, it's all good. I want to see what you think, what your line of thinking is, and hopefully, just my viewpoint may shed some light on a different point of view that maybe could benefit you. And if you guys have some feedback for me, maybe you've got something that you could shed light on for me that would help me in my point of view. But I just wanted to share this and show you guys exactly what I've got since the time of the last video. Alright guys, so as always, I'm a small channel. I'd like to grow this and be able to reach more people, share my viewpoint with others, and hopefully that they can share their viewpoint with me. And from a collaborative standpoint, we can both learn from each other as me, the contributor to content on YouTube, and you guys that are the viewers that watch the videos that I put out. So, as always, guys, would help me out greatly if you would click the subscribe button, and on any one of the videos that you watch, if you're watching this for the first time and you like what you see, or you want to see more, or have some recommendations for me on some of the material that you want to see, hit that like button, hit the subscribe and the notification, and it would also help out if you hit the share button and share the video to people that you know and help grow the channel. I'm not looking for a great monetary reward, but I would like to be able to reach as many folks as possible. I think the community as a whole is growing, and I'd like to be a part of it. And I'd like you guys to join me. All right, thanks again, and we'll see you next time.